Hello guys, Ian here again. A bit of a different video today. This is aimed primarily at absolute beginners that have just got their first DJI drone and want to know exactly what they need to do in order to look after their craft, get it up to date, update the firmware, get it registered and then get flying as soon as possible without crashing it. So to do that, I thought I'd go through the steps I need to go through in order to get my Mavic 2 Pro up in the air. But these points are relevant for any DJI drone, be it the Spark, the Air, the old Mavic Pro, the Mavic 2 Pro or the Mavic 2 Zoom. So before we do anything, you've got to make sure that your battery and your remote control are fully charged. Very easy to do both. Simply unplug the lead, the USB plugs straight into the side there. With your battery, obviously you've got your battery charger, it just clips on. It should take about half an hour to an hour because it should come half charged anyway. The remote will tell you when it's fully charged as well. So whilst the Mavic Air and the new Mavic 2 comes with its own inbuilt 8 gigs of memory, that's only going to be enough for around 8 to 10 minutes of 4K video. So you want to make sure you do get a micro SD card. When you buy one, make sure it's got a fast read and write speed because 4K video is a little bit data hungry. To insert it, all you do is literally open up the little trapdoor there. It's got a little indicator as well, so face down if you've got the drone upside down. Put it in gently, little click and you're sorted. Next thing you want to do is go online to dji.com, set yourself up with an account there, just register with your email address, and then you come onto your smartphone, be it Apple or Android, and you're looking for the DJI Go 4 app. When you download that, it will ask you to put in your email address, and obviously you use the same email address that you've registered with DJI. Once you've downloaded that, you're going to need to connect your phone to the remote control. To do that, you use the little cable. By default, it comes with the Apple cable attached. You can easily change it over to the Android cable. To do that, all you need to do is angle it like that and just push the cable firmly. It's only held in with a little clip. You can unplug that and you can literally just pull it out. To fit the new cable, literally just plug square end in, hook it through. To be honest, I actually find it a lot easier if you do not bother trying to re-thread it through the little clip there. You'll find life a lot easier if you just leave it dangling. That way you can hold it, you fit it on like that, and then you can literally just push the tube around like that, and you end up with your phone nice and safe, all held. So the next thing to do is to actually turn on the remote control and the actual unit itself. All DJI drones have the same procedure. You press them once and then again quickly and hold it down for 3 seconds. The same with the actual drone itself. Make sure you have not got the gimbal guard in place, because if the gimbal guard is there, the gimbal's going to try and do its little reset and it'll actually strain it and do a gimbal overload. So make sure you've taken that off, have it flat, press once and then straight away again, 1, 2, 3, and off we go. So when you open up the DJI Go 4 app, if this is the first time that you have used the drone, you're presented with the option to activate. So you just click that. It'll walk you through a number of messages, including your warranty, make you agree to their terms of service, give yourself a name. The next stage, it's going to offer you a control mode. The default is mode 2. I actually cover this in a different video. For now, I just suggest you leave it in mode 2. Next screen, it gives you all of the information settings that you're going to see on the LCD display. I wouldn't worry too much about trying to remember all of those. So again, a lot of them are very intuitive. So for now, just skip through. The next option is to customize the 2 buttons on the back of the remote control. For now, just leave them at the default, because again, in another video, I'll go through how you can set those to a different function. Leave the next screen in beginner mode. Beginner mode is an absolutely fine mode to start off with. The only restrictions you have that it can only go 30 meters or 100 feet up into the air and the same distance away from you. This is still going to allow you to get to know your drone and do everything you want for the first few days. The next screen asks you to put in your email address. As I said, put in the email address that you've already registered with DJI. At this point, it's important that your phone has got access to the internet, as it's going to be uploading details. So the next screen offers you some tutorials to go through if you're still a little bit unsure as to how to control the drone. One of the first things you need to do with your brand new drone will be to upgrade the firmware. It's actually really easy to do this, and the app handles it all for you. I absolutely recommend you always update your firmware. You're normally getting bug fixes and quite often new functions. So what you'll do is look at the red bar along the top of the app to see whether or not you actually need to update your firmware. Again, it's important that your phone has got access to the internet. You've got to be in a place where you've got good cell phone signal or home Wi-Fi. Tap the red bar and straight away through to the update screen. Click the blue button, start updating. First thing it's going to do is download the package from the internet. It's then going to unpack it, and then it'll upload to the drone itself. Downloading the firmware update should literally take 5 to 10 seconds, and uploading the firmware to the drone should take anywhere between 2 and 4 minutes. At the end of that, it asks you to restart the remote control. It might restart the drone as well, and eventually it'll tell you that the firmware is up to date and you're looking for that Go Fly blue button. As soon as you tap Go Fly, it'll take you through to the camera mode of the drone itself. As you move the drone around, you'll see the view move on the screen itself. There's a lot of information that's actually displayed, and I'll go through that in a separate video. For now, the key elements you need to be aware of are the large figures at the bottom, which basically tells you how far away the drone is and how high the drone is. The other most important element is top left. You want to see a green bar, ready to go GPS. If you're outside, hopefully by the time you've done all of this, your drone will have locked on to a number of satellites. It needs to be on about 7 or 8 before it'll actually be happy and give you that ready to fly GPS. If it's orange and says ready to fly vision, my advice is to just wait another few seconds until you get that GPS lock. GPS is what the drone uses to mark its home takeoff point, and if it ever loses connection, it'll automatically fly back to where it took off from, only if that point has been recorded, and it can only do that if you've got a GPS lock. Just one other very quick point, Mavic Air, Mavic Pro and the Mavic 2s all have a little side toggle to toggle between standard or sports mode. The Mavic 2 series also have a third option called tripod. Tripod massively slows down all of the commands. It's very useful for when you're flying near trees or people. Sports mode has the opposite effect, makes all the controls very sensitive and you'll go much faster. It takes a lot longer to brake. Either way, just keep it on normal or P mode, and I'll go through what the other settings do in another video. So finally, you're ready to take off. A couple of key points. If you've got small kids or dogs especially, make sure they cannot get anywhere near the drone. Once these props get going, they will really hurt, and if a dog goes flying into the props, it'll really hurt itself, or if a kid tries to touch them, it'll easily cut their fingers. Ideally, you'll have it on a flat surface on the ground, or you can have it on a table. Anything metal nearby will mess up the compass setting though. Two easy ways to take off. On the top left, you've got a takeoff button. If you do that, are you sure? Yes. Slide, prop start. It's that simple. And if you want to land, that button has now turned into a land button. Yes. The other way to take off is to do it manually. It's pretty much the way I always do. You move both sticks towards the 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. That'll start things up, and then all you do is gently lift the left stick and that will raise the altitude. One of the first things you need to remember with all of the DJI drones is, as long as they've got a good GPS lock, all you have to do is let go of the sticks and it will just sit there. No drifting, no matter what happens, even if it's windy, it uses a GPS lock to stay completely fixed. All it's going to do is try and stay where it is until you tell it to do something differently. The other thing to remember is always use a real gentle touch on the sticks. I've got another video which goes through what changes you can make to the settings and how you can actually get much smoother movement. For now, it's easiest just to say be very gentle with your stick movements. Mode 2 sticks mean that you will have the left stick controls how high or low and whether or not it turns. It's yaw. The right stick simply moves the drone forward or backwards or left and right. So once again, left stick up, down and turn, and the right stick is forward, back, left and right. And you can see the tiny movement I'm doing here. And the moment I let go, the drone just sits there and waits. Lastly, to land, that top left button has turned into a landing button. You can press that and it'll descend nicely. I've just got to stop the dog from running over. And it'll shut down automatically. So, and Ted's snout lives for another day. Once the props have stopped, again, all you have to do is the same double tap, one, and then press and hold. And you hear the fan shut down. And same with the remote control, press and then press again and hold. So this video just went through the absolute basic steps to get you flying. There is so much more you need to know. It is so easy to crash, and when you do, it's normally very expensive. So what I recommend you do is have fun practicing by yourself or just with another friend. There are plenty of tutorials on YouTube. I've got a load, there's plenty of others on other channels as well. You can't watch too much on this, to be honest. It's a really expensive bit of kit that you're flying, and it's so easy to crash, and you only get one chance at crashing generally before you have to go in for repair. Anyway, hopefully you found that useful. I can't stress enough, stay away from buildings, trees and people, and take it really easy. Don't push your luck in the first few days of getting used to it. Check out some of the other tutorials I've got on my channel. Either way, until next time, have fun and happy flying.